All right. So you want to go live spontaneously. Oh, such a good word, right? You want to be able to just pick up your phone and just go live without giving it a thought, without planning anything, without doing anything. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about why that's maybe not such a great idea, but how to make it happen. That is what you're going to learn in this video. Are you ready to do this? I sure am. All right, first of all, we have to celebrate the fact that it's Halloween. So happy Halloween, everybody. If you haven't guessed, it is my favorite holiday. I love decorating for it. Normally, I dress up way more than just this bad headband, but I'm toning it down this year. I've been so many different things. I would love to know: are you dressing? Are you in costume? Do you have are you wearing a costume? If so, drop in the comments and tell us what you go as Halloween. And if you're not, do you do something for Halloween? Do you go to parties? Do you what's your kind of Halloween fun? I'm dying to know. We're not doing much of anything for Halloween. And so I need to live vicariously through you. Okay. There is a really fun quote that I like. Mark Twain said that it usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. Love that quote. So this whole idea of just going spontaneously and just being impromptu and living in the moment for years and years and years and years and years, we've known that there still needs to be some level of preparation. Okay. The key is to plan and prep for that live or speech or whatever you want to call it, but make it look like you didn't prepare for it. Make it look like it was just impromptu. Make it look like it was just spontaneous. All right. So, my question to all of you is this: why is that idea of just hitting a button and going so alluring? Why do you want to be spontaneous with your lives? Give me some comments because that's going to drive how we spend our time together here. So, let me pull up comments. And while you're thinking of those answers, I'm going to enjoy all your Halloween comments. Exhausted mom, complete with coffee stains. That's funny. That is funny. I enjoy that. By the way, if you see this, I go live through StreamYard. We can talk more about StreamYard at another point. But if you don't give StreamYard access, then I can't see who you are. It just says Facebook user. So you only have to do it once and then it works forever. I'll drop the link after we're done here so that you can do that. Basically, you've just got to tell Facebook and StreamYard that it's okay to share your name. It's a privacy protection thing. So that's what that's all about. I forget to mention that when we have so many new people in this group, and it's not automatic. All right. So the question was this: why does the idea of going live spontaneously without prepping, without planning, why is that so alluring? Why is that such an intriguing idea? Okay. So I've got it's more natural and it's likely to reach your viewer's heart. Okay. Okay. The question then becomes, can you not do this, reach those hearts with the prep and the plan? Just a question. You don't have to answer, something to think about. Okay, the next one is because I'm reading these, by the way, because of the joy that comes from living in the moment. So when we're spontaneous, it creates authentic joy. Oh, I like that. Okay. So again, the question is, do you feel like you can't create authentic joy if you've planned? Again, you don't have to answer, just something to think about. Okay. Anybody else have comments or thoughts on spontaneity? What normally comes up when we talk about this? I hear it takes too much time to prep and plan. I don't want to spend time. I might be in the moment, right? I might be on location somewhere and I'm just inspired and I want to be able to just go live and talk about what's going on. And if I prep or plan it, then the moment is lost. The excitement, the anticipation, the whatever is lost and it doesn't come through in the same way. I'm looking at my notes. Oh, the other thing that I often hear is that it doesn't have the same flow. I think that probably comes from I'm reading a script. And so because I'm reading a script, it comes off chunky and not flowy. Okay. Um, Tammy says, I never say what I plan anyway. Now that's not exactly true, but I hear you. I hear you. Okay. So what I want to say is this. Like I said, the key is to plan it and then look like you haven't planned it. That's the objective, right? Because if you're anything like me, if you don't plan it, you're all over the place, right? A quick impromptu spontaneous live takes 15 minutes and you're like, what was that? I don't even know what I talked about. Like, where was my head when I went there? And it's just all over the place and it's a mess. So it's a trade-off between that feeling that you all want to have and being a hot mess. So where's the right choice? How do you figure out the right space in there? So what I would encourage you to do is this. There is a middle ground. You don't have to get out, your paper and your Post-it notes and plan this whole thing. But you can just plan 3 quick things. So my question to you is that a fair trade? If you could just plan 3 quick Post-it notes, like even these little tiny Post-it notes, 3 quick Post-it notes to help you be more intentional with what you're wanting to say, yet still be quick and in the moment and experience all of that. Is that a fair trade-off? And if so, are you ready to try this? Okay, I'm hoping you're going to say yes. So what I would tell you is you've just learned a really wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tool. Those of you that went through the Go Live Challenge, whether you just did it with us or you've done it with us in the past, you've learned hook, story, call to action. That model is perfect for these spontaneous lives. That's all you need to do. 3 Post-it notes, 1 for your hook, 1 for the story you're going to tell, and 1 for your call to action. You can literally plan it in a matter of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. We could even have a little contest to see how fast you could actually plan it. We actually did this for those of you that are in the Go Live League. This past month, this was our topic, and we actually tried it. Everybody got to try planning it in 2 minutes, and every single person could do it. So it doesn't take a whole lot of time. It's that thing we tell ourselves, right? If I plan it, it's going to take all this time. Nope. You can do it in 2 minutes. All right. So now, and these little Post-it notes, you can just stick on your phone. Easy peasy, right? It is a perfect model for this. Okay. Now, how do you plan that 3 Post-it notes and still make it seem like it's just off the cuff, unplanned? I'm just here on location. The key is in that last word. Be somewhere else. Be on location. Be in your car. Be at a little cafe. Be at the park. Be somewhere else other than your normal setting. And it'll give that feeling of, oh, where's she at? She's on location and she's going live. Sometimes that's all that it takes. Okay. So that's one tip. The next thing is to keep it short. If you're going to just go live quick like that, you're not going to want to do a 15-minute live where you're engaging and commenting and answering questions and doing all of that. You're going to want to just get to the facts, get to the point, and move on. I used to have somebody that worked with me in my corporate days, and we used to tell them to park the car, meaning get to the point, right? So you're going to want to make sure that if you're doing that spontaneously, it's just super, super quick. You get to the point and you move on. That's the objective. Okay. All right. The other thing that is really going to make a difference is also something you learned in the Go Live Challenge, and that is eye contact. Okay. If I'm making eye contact versus looking at my script, looking at my notes, looking at everything else, whether it's up here or down here, wherever I'm looking, it's going to seem like it's unplanned because I'm just talking here. So that's why when we talk about notes, you want just bullet points, not long scripts, because that's not going to go in your favor for this kind of vibe and feeling that you're going to want. Okay. Now, let me see if there's anything else, comments, and then I want to talk about one more thing. Have you ever taken 2 bags for a 2-day trip? Oh, yes, I'm an overpacker. Going spontaneous for me is a little like that. I take everything. I don't really use it all. Spontaneous makes me take a lot of information and okay, I gotcha. I hear you. I like this idea. I like this analogy. Okay. Sometimes I will plan my whole talk and I won't even use my notes. I just go with the flow. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about. Plan it so that you get this idea in your head of what you're wanting to say. And then because you have a plan, when you just talk, it just free flows. That is absolutely a fantastic strategy. And it absolutely can happen. Okay. The last thing I want to touch on today is this idea of flow. As much as I wish that I had a magic wand, pretend this is a wand, and I could just go poof, you never have to prepare ever again. You will always just be absolutely say exactly what you're supposed to say, exactly in the right way, exactly the right time. That doesn't exist. That idea doesn't exist. Even the most seasoned, practiced public speakers get nervous, have anxiety, have to practice, have to prepare. It just is what it is. Okay. And so the best that I can say to you is remember this. In order to become great at anything, you got to start, you suck, and you get better. There's no way around it. You are learning something new. You are learning a new model. You're learning how to go live. You've never done it before, or you've never done it well before. You're going to suck at it. Embrace that suck. The only way to get better is to go through it and to practice it and to learn skills and learn techniques that make it easier for you. That's really the answer, right? So we want to go live spontaneously and we don't want to plan, often because it's difficult or it's challenging. It's not fun. But it is the process by which we get better. Okay. I have been doing this a long time, long time. I still plan, even quick lives. I still plan, just even if I just get 3 Post-it notes out and cover what are the things that I'm going to cover. It is the art of showing up on camera that conveys all of the things that you were wanting around spontaneity. It's the feeling that you give people that all has to be practiced. Okay. Now, the best that I can do for you is help you speed that up. The start, suck, get better. I can help you get better faster, but I can't just help you skip the suck. Other than, I guess you could look at it and say, you can suck inside the Get on Camera Facebook group, which is not necessarily your audience, until you get better, and then you can go on your own. So maybe it's not a magic wand, maybe it's a magical space that allows you to practice doing that. Okay. So, all right, let me see what we've got for comments. Patty says, start, you suck, you get better. Yep. In anything, right, Patty? I mean, it's anything. It doesn't matter what it is. But yet we have in our head that we're just going to be this overnight sensation. And tomorrow I'm just going to have 4 million views. It doesn't happen that way. Very rarely does it happen that way. Okay. Patty again says, practice, 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 doing it and being in the doing. Yes. That's probably that bit about flow that is so important. Is that when you get your plan and when you're practice and you know what you're going to say and how you're going to say it and you've got it mapped out, you can be more present in the moment. The challenge that many of you have is that it's not muscle memory yet. There's a grid that I like to show that talks about competence. And this gets really complicated, but the gist of the point here is this. When you first start out, when you're learning something new, you have to think consciously about every single step. And that's hard. It can be frustrating. That's the sucky get bettering part of anything. Eventually, you'll move your way through the different stages of competence, and you'll get to a point where you're unconsciously competent, which means you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. Think about when you brush your teeth. You don't have to think about, okay, all right, hold on. How do I put the toothpaste on the brush? Okay, which is it, from left to right or right to left? Like, which way does it? You're not thinking about it. You just do it because you've done it how many thousands of times. Video works the same way. What you're going to find is you will have to practice less. You will have to prep less than you once did because you're not thinking about it. When you're delivering it, you won't be thinking about all of it because you're going to be more confident in yourself and in your skills and abilities. So yeah, practice is, I guess if there's a secret sauce, Patty, it's practice. And I do think Patty's onto something here. You may be onto something with the bat crown. I like how you phrase that, the bat crown. I've been calling it a headband, but I'm going to start calling it the bat crown because that's just way more fun. It does have magical powers. Yes, that is true. All right. What questions do you have on all of this? So let me do a quick review and see if that brings up any questions for you all. As much as I want to say that you can just like that spontaneously go live without prepping or planning or doing anything, the reality is very few people can do that. Most people have to at least prep with a couple of post-it notes, or at least get your thoughts in order. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this, right? You want to have a hook and a call to action in everything that you do, minimum. Those of you that are joining me in the Go Live League, you're going to learn all of the other parts and pieces that make videos pop. But the hook and the call to action are minimum. Start with that. The key is to make it look like you didn't plan it, to make it look like you're not using notes, even though I call out all the time that I use notes. I've done it a couple times in this call. It's okay. So the little tricks that you can do to make it feel spontaneous, be out on location. It's probably one of the best things you can do that gives that vibe of, I'm just going live and I haven't prepared for it. Okay. Now, for those of you in the Go Live League, we did go deeper on this subject this past month. I know many of you are just new to joining us. So if you want that link to last month's call, let me know. I'm happy to share it with you. We dove deeper and we started talking about some of the tricks and the keys when you are on location, the things that you got to watch out for that they don't get you or catch you off guard. So if that's something you're interested in and you're in the Go Live League, ask me for the link. My ask of you today, my call to action for you today is to do one. Try and do a video. Let's just say in the next week. Try and do a video somewhere other than your home or your desk or your office. Get on your phone. One of the easiest things to do is to get on your phone and go to your car and just do the video from your car. And plan only with 3 bullet points, 3 post-it notes. Just see how that feels. Get comfortable just doing a short live, being spontaneous or making it feel like it's spontaneous. And then let me know what you think. Let me know how that is compared to when you are more practiced and rehearsed and in your setting. All right. Okay. The key to all of this is you still got to plan it, even if it's a little bit, and then make it look like there was no plan. That's the magic sauce. All right. Everybody have a wonderful, happy Halloween. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy some trick-or-treating and some candy and all sorts of Halloween goodies. Have fun. And I'll see you later this week. Bye, guys.